Which I will also able to tell you and for confirm that the most significant damage happened at the third floor of State House. The damage was extensive. You can see the debris over the firefighters. You can see them doing a heroic job. There's also some significant damage on the fourth floor. So the third and the fourth floor are the most significantly affected building. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, office day on the second floor. It's public information, people that know this. Now, His Excellency in office not be directly affected by the fire. In the sense that the fire itself not reach there, but during the recovery exercise, the water and other things, obviously, they all around the building. So in the initial assessment, we first, in fact, even the net of the incident, the Honorable Vice President Bindidi, with a few of it, but obviously on that day they will not go inside. They just stay out, the support, whatever technical, logistical, moral support we will offer. And then it be convene a emergency meeting. The Honorable Vice President be convene an emergency meeting.
Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel CLIN and hit the notification bell to be notified for new videos.
Saturday afternoon, information we meet the public now that State House be on fire, and we see a press release where a ministry pull for tell fumble them exactly waiting na the latest when they investigate. And yesterday again, they pull a follow-up press release which they inform the general public say the Honorable Vice President been go do inspection and don't set up interagency committee for do investigation. Good morning, Mr. Minister, and welcome to the Breakfast on Liberty TV.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning.
All right. We see also issue out a press release on Saturday after we videos and the news broke out, especially in social media, say the State House be on fire. Just start for tell will viewers and listeners this morning. So far, waiting on a don't gather as part of the investigation where they go on.
And the Chief Fire Officer for the National Fire Force, difference. So the first thing I will tell you that the fire officers them succeed for extinguish the fire exactly around 7:30 p.m. That being said, then the fire finally they're able to see with confidence they don't turn off all the fire. The second thing I will tell you is that they require a multi-agency collaboration. The fire force and the lead the response, we start around the call coming around 3:15. Fire force we don't need it before 4. And then I think within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they may not need it, and then they realize it's a huge fire. So they may have to mobilize pretty much a lot of the fire force facilities around the western area for support this response. Goma Valley self been join as I put on clearance and press release because there's an additional water bounce system. Which I will also able to tell you and for confirm that the most significant damage happened at the third floor of State House. The damage was extensive. You can see the debris over the firefighters. You can see them do a heroic job. There's also some significant damage on the fourth floor. So the third and the fourth floor are the most significantly affected building. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, office day on the second floor. It's public information, people that know this. Now, His Excellency in office not be directly affected by the fire. in the sense that the fire itself not reach there. But during the recovery exercise, the water and other things, obviously, they all around the building. So in the initial assessment, we first, in fact, even the net of the incident, the Honorable Vice President Bindidi, with a few of it, but obviously on that day they will not go inside. We just stay out, stay support whatever technical, logistical, moral support we will offer. And then it be convene a emergency meeting. The Honorable Vice President be convene an emergency meeting. In that meeting, it be really talk about what need for happen immediately. It directly by tomorrow morning, all these things should have happened. So from 7 o'clock in the morning, teams then we don't deploy initial assessment. And then as I say, the second day we go inside, we see everything. Following that day, we convene another interagency. This is not the high-level interagency response team, include the Secretary to the President, include the Chief of Staff, the head of NDMA, the Inspector General of Police, the head of the Army, the Attorney General, myself as the Minister of Information and Civic Education, the Estate Officer and State House. So all the key people then, in fact, some other statesmen then like Chairman Prince Harding and others, we come together. So the VP convened a really high-level team for discuss waiting for the next steps after that inspection visit will go to. And now it don't task. We see they call the response team. The response team include law enforcement, include top engineers in the country. By the way, not just government engineer, they don't call on a private firm for can join. Law enforcement, as I say, the police, fire force, they're involved, NDMA, they're involved. We'll get some people and they reading and the State House team will understand the building and will be involved. But the first task with the VPG is we forget a definitive cause of the fire. An investigation must take place. So therefore, we ask. Sorry, go ahead.
While the investigation they go on, Mr. Minister, a lot of miscommunication don't they happen at the social media. This third and fourth floor outside the fire really be affected in a State House. Now, which offices them in the host?
The third and fourth floor of the west wing of State House gets multiple offices then. So you get the press and communications team, a lot of the office and some of the top advisors, their office and you get even the Secretary to the President in office but I can tell you now, say the office of the President. If I want to tell you some people are not trying for share on social media, and that's the one for destroy documents and all, I get two important information for you on this. The most important repository of documents in the State House will be the Secretary to the President. The Secretary to the President's office be unaffected directly. So the fire not go inside office. They were able to keep the fire from going to the office of the Secretary to the President, then protect every single document with it. Third, on the fourth floor, also you get the admin and the finance office. We get several documents there of money and historical thing. Also, the gallant firefighters, the team at State House, they make sure they then document and they all were preserved. And those offices were also unaffected. So you get plenty advisor office, comms office, some technical team office that will be affected in the third and fourth floors. The presidency gets a lot of people with the support His Excellency the President at their office in there. But I just want to let you know what the VP being say. One, investigation. Two,
Mr. Minister, before we come to what the Honorable Vice President been say, since you try for clarify the misinformation where they out there, it go also fine for let you clarify if the office of the Honorable Kande Koleyum Kela, the person where they lead the presidential initiative on energy in office, totally been destroyed, and that of the press secretary Yusuf Keketoma Sandi. Now the two offices and that where information where they out there they say then totally be destroyed. You want to clarify that?
Well, I just make something clear. Many offices they are completely destroyed. I can tell Fambul, and that's it. The fire, I used the word severe in the press release. A lot of offices on the 3rd floor and the 4th floor were severely affected. My brother Yusuf Sandi, the press secretary office on the 3rd floor, office that one of the offices there that was indeed severely destroyed. As you see, the damage line floor was extensive. The office of Chairman Kane Kolayomkala, also not very far from Yusuf Sandi office. And I can also tell you, say, in your office was also affected, but not as badly as KKY office. KKY office, the VP being good, and take me through, do the inspection day. I also tell you, say, in your office, a lot of the items that we did were preserved. So the fire did, you will see the fire affect the top of the building of flying side of the building, but you will see the bottom, the desk, and all that. Most of them remain intact. You see the appliances in the rooms. You will see the fire hit some of the appliance system and all that. But in your office, I think a lot of the documents and all that thing that we've been getting in our family items or in your personal files and things like that, they one in there were preserved. I know we say the same thing for my board architect in my office. It feels sexy that in one of the office then but not to just in. I just want everyone to know that when they talk, see this like whole floor, several offices were affected by this.
Where they explain to the public regarding the specific spaces here outside Bonn. We all know that on a weekend, and normally on a weekend, at times people are working, go work because they get extra things for do. At times people can just stay home. The time when this fire incident happened at State House, people been there at all?
Well, I will tell you, say, nobody know, we're not going to know casualty. We want to tell Allah thank you for that. Nobody know die or sustain any major injury as at the current report we get. But of course, every day in our State House, people in Dili, security in Dili, some domestic staff in Dili, in fact, then people in Dili be able to notice the fire and make the alerts. The first calls came from within State House to fire force, to law enforcement, to police and all that. So yes, people were around not outside the fire start, because as you say, not to be in work term this. Now being Saturday, not to be in work day this. But people in meeting around the State House premises.
From the emergency inspection where una do, take into consideration that una be know outside every relevant document to Salon Day at the State House. This fire burn any important documents to the states?
That question is very interesting. We talk about an extensive damage, and we talk about two major flaws. So I don't already clarify, say, the biggest repository of state documents at the office of the Secretary to the President, unaffected, and the main office, unaffected. But every office that State House get important documents. Every office. Because this is the State House. So we'll accept the fact, say, two major flaws were severely affected by a major fire incident. And yes, the full investigation, the full details will come out to the public, but that not the detail I will forgive now. For can say, we know say this particular person, again, the office of the President, His Excellency himself, when at the fountain of honor of the country, in office was not directly affected by the fire. Wataka inside here because when the fire, but his office was not affected. So the family can be assured to say at least the key critical offices were preserved. La Epui is spared that, and that we did now do an assessment of the extent of the damage for see how long it would take for recover this building, how long it would take for rebuild this building, which we need for do, and which are the next steps. In fact, Nadan have one talks to the VP. Instruction is after the investigation, is follow, assess the extent of the damage. by extent, we may just look at the building. We have to check down the health of the building, whether a place is suitable for work, the extent of all of this. And then we therefore look at the cause of action, whether, some people could be evacuated, could work from other side, because aspect of the building, the other wing, they will not be affected down, and those are the chief minister, that wing of the building, maybe down, they continue for good work. And the all-round assessment, a professional assessment that's going to be done, and we will make that day known. I can say the VP, they chair a daily situation update meeting every day. We could sit down, then give updates, and then by 1 week time, we get the full comprehensive update from this team. This not to really state careful take lightly at all. We need for Duam and Duam swiftly.
Siba, as of the investigation so far, where don't begin, any lead don't they where they show now the cause of the fire?
The chief fire officer and the NDMA, then preliminary assessments now that the fire may have been caused by some electrical appliances. We either don't, surge. If somebody mistakenly left something on, from the third floor or something like that. This is not the initial, very, very important. This is not the initial preliminary assessment based on how they see the pattern of the fire so far. Then things say this fire may have been caused by some electrical appliances. Either something that do something at all way, the appliances, then the cable length, something spark, we end up trigger the fire. But I want to be very clear that this is not preliminary. A more detailed assessment is being conducted, and after that assessment, they will go for definitely say to the public, this is not the cause of the fire, this is not the origin of the fire, this is not the duration of the fire, and this is not the underlying reasons, and this will lead to this, and we see what they do for make sure so it don't happen again.
As you have done state, say the initial report, so I don't get so far, the point say maybe somebody mistake left something on a voltage, or it gets some relation to electrical appliances. This same concern don't they come out for members of the public, where don't they suffer the same fire incidents them, especially recent times. So don't there is so many fire incidents them na Freetown. Any plans for engage EDSA on some of the issues there, being now that it don't affect State House?
So if you see the release issue yesterday, I say the response team with the VP, and by the way, even from the first day, EDSA been very involved in the response. EDSA been the team includes EDSA. But I want to make one important clarification. There's no suggestion at this minute for say the fire being caused by EDSA. Goma Valley they give you Atanai Osh. If you pipe boss, not to Goma Valley responsible. If you pipe overflow, no means that Goma Valley responsible. So in this case, it's very important to say no conclusion of it seen as now EDSA send bad light. The conclusion is that this was a domestic issue. Like now America, they get the best light in the world. If you overload your circuits, if your cable spark, if something cuts, you left something on, it can cause fire. This is the preliminary assessment at this point. This is not yet, they're not talk say yet again. It is possible to say they don't do a more comprehensive assessment and we say, okay, now EDSA fire coming. But so far, based on all the experts say we don't go look, we don't talk to, look at the EDSA system, the lights we send and everything, this is not because of EDSA. Done in the preliminary assessment, now the domestic issue of this electric situation internally to the building, now in the preliminary suspicion this side.
So being a domestic issue, Mr. Minister, at the end of the day, if the investigation proves, say, human error involved will cause this fire in a State House, what will get for happen?
Well, don't get ahead of the investigation, but I will assure you, say, this is something that the states they take extremely seriously. An investigation is being conducted by the best people that will get in the country, and as I don't say, not an investigation we will drag on. Following the investigation, the appropriate recommendations and will be offered. If criminal intent, we will look at that. If there was negligence, we will look at that. But I think the most important thing, we will look at looking at the lessons that we will all go learn, not just for State House now, but for the rest of the country, because this don't come down a very visible seat of power. We will all be able to see. I make one of the investigation be transparent and swift, so we'll use that as an opportunity to engage the public on the things we need to do.
Before you left with Mr. Minister, as of the time where the State House they born, when at the highest office of the land, His Excellency the President be there on other official duties na Turkey, and hopefully he go return to a born State House. You want to confirm whether if His Excellency don't return or is still there out of the country?
His Excellency the President is expected to come back to the country today. And when he come back, the business of government, they continue. His Excellency, as you know, get multiple places for work, including, as we say, in floor and the building. But I suspect, we just go into the building tomorrow because obviously, as I say, investigation, they go on, some cleaning and things like that, they go on. But His Excellency, they come and the business of the state will continue from Lodge, from the VP's office, from other side, and the government of Salem business, they go on.
All right, many thanks for you talk to me this morning. We'll continue for call you as and when necessary as soon as they get new information for give to the general public. Thank you, Mr. Minister of Information.